Why doesn't snooker allow men versus women? Ronnie O'Sullivan's whitewash of the Queen of Snooker will tell you everything. When Evans drew O'Sullivan, a lot of people thought it might turn into a top-level clash. After all, she owns 10 women's world titles, and in women's snooker, she's often called the female version of O'Sullivan. On the break, Evans clearly wanted to prove something. She went for a long attacking shot, but she missed. And even worse, the cue ball finished in a way that handed Ronnie a chance. The Rocket looked up, gave a small smile, almost like he was saying, "That's it, the show is over." At this level of competition, a mistake on the break is not just losing one shot, it means giving away control of the whole frame. Because when a top player gets in, they don't just pot a few balls and stop, they clear the table and kill the frame. Especially when the guy across from you is Ronnie O'Sullivan. From that moment on, the entire table belonged to him. What came next was the rhythm every fan knows. Smooth, non-stop red-black combinations, one after another, like a perfectly timed symphony. And the scariest part of the gap isn't raw power. It's decision speed and shot rhythm. Ronnie barely pauses. The gap between shots is under 10 seconds. While other players are still calculating the route, he has already seen the whole pattern ahead. That's why the crowd kept becoming more and more certain. This was not just a normal frame. This was a 147 show.
41.
To be clear, the rules do not literally ban men and women from competing against each other. But it's also true that when women face top male professionals, the gap is very real. Evans did not make some huge fatal mistake in this frame. She simply left one chance off the break. But that one chance was enough to cost her the whole frame, without scoring a single point.
49. $57.
Maybe even you could feel it through the screen. Ronnie was taking this match almost too seriously. Because in official matches, he doesn't always care about finishing a 147. The reason is simple. Sometimes the bonus money is too small. In his view, it doesn't match the level of the performance. That's why he has sometimes made 146, or chosen not to chase the maximum at all, to make a point. But this time was different. Because this was more of an exhibition-style match, and the price on offer was enough to make the Rocket care. For a player with Ronnie's personality, records can wait. First he wants to know if it's worth going all in. At this point, the Rocket looked like he had switched to autopilot. Almost no thinking, the cueing looked like muscle memory. And if you keep watching, you start getting the false impression that making a 147 is not even that hard. But if you've ever gone to a pool hall and tried to make a 147 yourself, you'll understand just how brutally difficult it really is. Evans, the woman known as the Queen of Snooker, had probably never felt this helpless. She played one shot, and then the frame was basically over. For any champion, that is a mental body blow. You are supposed to be the dominant one, yet you don't even get a second visit to the table. That is why people say mixed gender matches at this level are rare. It's not because women don't work hard enough. It's because the average standard on the top men's professional tour is higher. More high-level competition, longer matches, smaller margin for error, and one mistake can get you cleared off the table. When the price of a mistake becomes that high, the gap gets magnified without mercy. Evans also knew exactly what Ronnie was trying to do. She knew he was chasing 147. She also knew she would probably never touch the cue again in that frame. What she did not expect was that Ronnie would go this hard and show absolutely no mercy.
120.
And this frame also had another layer of story around it. A lot of fans know Evans once had a relationship with Alan, and there has always been a lot of talk and emotion around that history. So if you say Ronnie was not only playing for the money, and maybe also wanted to make a statement for his friend, that kind of theory is exactly the sort of thing that makes the comments section explode. And with the colors left in Ronnie's hands, they looked like toys, no real difficulty at all. Black ball in. 147 complete. O'Sullivan gave a calm little smile, turned around, and shook Evans' hand. The Queen looked helpless, but losing to the Rocket is not really shameful. Because what this frame truly showed was not gender. It showed the cruelty of top-level professional competition. When a once-in-a-generation talent gets fully serious, you can lose even the feeling of being part of the match.